Well, hello and welcome again to the Pastor's Study. We've begun a journey through Nehemiah, and we've looked at Nehemiah's prayer, and we come to chapter 2, and we see how God has opened a door to be an answer to that prayer. Nehemiah sort of lays out the scene for us. He gives us this day, and he says, he was just serving before the king, taking before King Artaxerxes the wine, and he went to give it to the king, and the king asks him, he says, "Why are you sad?" Now, you and I have moments in our lives we're sad, and our co-workers can say to us, you look a little blue today, you look a little down in the dumps today. And somebody might even just say, what's bothering you? Well, that's nothing to us, but for Nehemiah, it could have meant his life. You see, you're not allowed to be sad in the presence of a king in that day and age. You're not allowed to be mournful or heartbroken. You had to be upbeat and cheery. Kings didn't tolerate sadness. And so that statement could have brought a lot of fear. And yet Nehemiah responds to that, and he begins by saying, "Oh, let the king live forever." And then he says, well, why shouldn't my face be sad when the city, the place of my father's tombs, lies desolate and his walls are consumed with fire? He says, why not? My homeland, where my relatives lived, where my parents grew up, it's destroyed. The gates are burned. The walls are tumbled down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that makes you sad. It makes me sad, but that's what's bothering me. But notice the response that King Artaxerxes gives to Nehemiah. Then the king said to me, "What is your request? What do you want me to do? How can I help you?" It's fantastic to see how God orchestrated all of these events and brought the king to offer to Nehemiah whatever Nehemiah needed. And we see that brief second of a prayer, "So I prayed to the God of heavens." This was not a long prayer. This was not a bow down and go through all of that adoration. This was, okay, God, thank you. Now help me speak wisely. We have to trust God in the midst of moments and times that we don't understand, and let God open and orchestrate in our lives. Until next time, goodbye, and may God